What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric the Cosmic Wizard, and this is Cosmic Tarot. And this is going to be your general reading for Saturday, December 6th. And I just want to say, y'all, we hit 2K subs. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this community, for being part of this channel. I love and appreciate every single one of you guys. It has not been an easy road, and it has been one that has had lots of ups and downs, and I've been learning a lot, and I am so glad that you all have decided to thug it out with me, continue to grow, and just thank you so much. And with that being said, let's continue into this reading, y'all. So, the Devil in Reverse behind the Five of Wands. Their grip is loosening up because you cannot be stopped. You cannot be stopped. You are on the glow up, the grow up, and it is time to blow up, honey. Like, you are... This collective, y'all, it's our time. It's our moment. Every dog has his day, right? And it's our turn to thrive. It is finally time for those who have... Maybe you have been someone who, you've always kind of been like in the background doing things, kind of just behind the scenes, not necessarily like, not happy where you are, but like holding yourself back, or maybe you feel like you've held yourself back. Or maybe the world is ready to see you shine. I think you've been someone who has been overlooked. Or maybe you've been cooking and now you're done. You're ready. It's time for you to grab a piece of the pie, so to speak. All right, guys, let's get into this. Six of Swords. Ooh. Leaving turbulence and heading towards calmer water here. 222. So whatever you've been through has propelled you into a journey here that is going to be, and it's still going to be bumpy, but it's going to be a lot smoother than where it was. The Devil in Reverse and the Empress in Reverse. Yeah. I think your attachments to making other people happy, making other people feel fulfilled is starting to dwindle as you recognize your own success, as you start to prioritize your own needs and desires. You have an abundant life here coming up. I don't need a card to pull that. If you're connected towards me, if you're connecting to this soul tribe, to this group, we're about to get it. We're about to get it, y'all. We're getting it, okay? It was just my time on the clock, 3:10. That's me time. My birthday is March 10th, 3:10 is me time. So whatever your time is, does everybody have a time? Yeah, everyone should have a time. I'm trying to think. Let's see, if you were born like July 5th, then your time would be 7:05. You know what I mean? It makes sense. Ooh. Anyway. Oh, we got the Three of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. So heartache here, growing slowly, leads to this pinnacle here. It's crazy. Yeah. You left behind heartache. You're growing slowly. Like you didn't. It's a slow burn. To me, when something grows slowly, the more stable, the more secure, the more attainable it is. You know what I mean? It's like, I think of celebrities like, how you have like these people who kind of just like, they kind of blow up overnight, and then they're here today and then they're gone tomorrow, right? But if you think about someone like, okay, no disrespect, I don't know a lot of country or anything like that, but I'm gonna speak to like this one particular rapper, right? Now, this rapper had a couple songs, and she was very pretty, and she was very fair complected. She had bright orange hair, but she was all over the internet and sitting with Drake and other rappers. And she had a couple songs. She thought she was the ish when she really was just the fart. And you don't really see her too often. I mean, I'm not saying she can't make a comeback or anything, but you don't see her that much. But then you have artists like, I say like Dolce, who have been around for a little bit younger. They're not a little bit longer. They're not as mainstream or not as prevalent, but they've been consistently, steadily doing stuff, and they have a pretty big core group, a pretty big following. So they may not, had like chart. I mean, they have chart choppers, like chart toppers, but you know what I mean. They're not like they wouldn't sit in. I can't say because they are kind of getting more and more famous, but they had like a more gradual, progressive build up, right? Where like that's something that's going to be more sustainable. Whereas like you kind of come from out of the blue, out of nowhere, and then boom, here you are, and then boom, pan in you out, and you rather have the slow growth. Yes, there was a lot of years of slow growth, but you know what? It taught you how to be media ready, how to sit in uncomfortability, how to sit in uncertainty. Oh, okay, well, I've been around this industry long enough to know that, like, these people play games. I've done my research. I've done my study. I've gotten the skills. You know what I mean? It's different when you just have the industry pumping you and they're just pushing you and backing you, but you don't have the substance there, right? Versus someone who can bring the substance, and then you find the right algorithm, you find the right platform, you find the right producers that know how to carry you over. But they don't have to do all the heavy lifting. You already have your own producers, you have your own equipment, you have your own, ethics. They're not teaching you how to do your business. They're working with you, and I think that's the difference. You're someone who has the skills, and you're just teaming up. You're not being lifted up. Does that make sense? You're not someone who needs to be propelled up. You have the goods to support what you do. The Five of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you've quit all this negative self-talk, all this, I'm not good enough, I'm not great enough, fuck out of here. You're awesome and you know it. The world knows it. The Eight of Wands in the world here, oh yeah, the world's about to see you. And it's like, it's going to feel like, oh my God, like where did this come from overnight? You've been here. Like your people, you have been doing the work. You have been working hard. So it's not all of a sudden, like, you just started getting a job. Like, no, like, you've been training, you've been going to school, you've been studying the culinaries, you've been studying whatever your craft is for years and years and years. You didn't just become a teacher. You didn't just become a doctor. You didn't just become a nurse. It's not like you just walked off the fucking street and was like, oh, bitch, y'all hiring doctors today? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you just, like, walked up and this bitch was like, oh, y'all hiring CEOs today? Y'all hiring CFOs? No, like, you have been grooming yourselves. You have been groomed. You have been tailored. You have been directed. You have been guided by the Lord above, by the angels, by the heavens, by your ancestors, by your people, by your love, your team, the people around you, your loved ones, your lover. You weren't just picked, hand-plucked from the fucking heavens. You have been guided to do whatever it is that you're doing. Knight of Swords, exactly. Yeah, this is the angel card. This is your angels. That they are coming in. Baby, they are coming in on your behalf. You called them in. Now here they are. They said, we're ready. You are ready to shine. Phobos, Apollo. Apollo, Phobos, Apollo. God of light. Prophecy. Apollo is one of the deities. I like all kinds. I don't really have like a particular. And deities are just aspects of higher self that I kind of like draw essence from and characteristics. I'll explain that later. But the Knight of Swords is here. Something about prophecy. You could have always known. Oh, I knew I would one day be I've always dreamed of owning my own business. I always dreamed of having my own franchise, my own a firm, my own whatever it is that you have always dreamed of. You've always dreamed of living on a certain area, of having a certain lifestyle, having a certain type of partner or whatever it is. Your dreams are coming true. The moon here. Yeah, secrets will be revealed. Things are being hidden from you at this time. I think what's being hidden is the yods. There's the yods again. This is divine. The yods signify allow yourself to accept whatever this is happening, whatever is happening towards you. You deserve it. Splurge a little. I just heard that. I've been thinking about buying a new TV for the dumbest reason ever. I just want a bigger TV so when I play video games, I can see the game better. Maybe that's not a dumb reason, but to me it seems kind of foolish because I'm not a big gamer person. Or at least not yet, anyway. I don't like the lighting situation here. You know what I'm going to do? So, I'm going to buy a ring cam. Alright, I'm going to tell y'all some good news. King of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. You got money coming in. People are planning all types of business ventures with you. Your money is about to level up very, very rapidly. Very, very quickly. And, I see you making good investments here. But have a little fun too, Don't be afraid to have a little fun. Don't be too crazy. I'm not saying go out and buy a new Lambo take care of business, take care of bills first before, if you have any debts, quick debts, pay those off. Ten of Wands and the Queen of Swords here. Here comes people begging. Dry beggars. Cutting them off. Don't tell nobody you got money. When you get money, don't tell nobody. Keep that shit to yourself, okay? The sun here. The moon and the sun. Wow. So I see you being very... so the moon here and the sun, I think this represents solar and lunar energy. And I want you to understand that, you need to move in the night, move quietly, and, don't be too flashy. The Lovers here and the Ace of Swords. Because you don't want to attract the wrong kind of people. Not that you are a really flashy person. It's just, be very private about what makes you happy, because there are people around who are looking for subtle cues and clues. Ace of Cups in reverse and the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles speaks of knowing who and who not to give to. The Six of Pentacles in reverse. Be careful that you are not giving to those who do not reciprocate or return the favor. The Ten of Cups here. Yeah. You're moving towards calmer waters, towards a fucking family, a group of people here who are going to be supportive, leaving behind old dynamics. And when I say family, if you've been here long enough, you know that the word family to me doesn't mean blood relatives that you fall out of. Family is where your heart is. Family are the people who you call when things are bad, when things are great, when things are meh. Family are the people who you drive 6, 7, 8 hours to go visit for a few days. Family are the people who are going to be, at your major life events. Who are you inviting? That's your family. And sometimes those aren't relatives. Sometimes those are people who you have met along your journey here on this planet. And, I see you spending more time with people that you actually enjoy. Here coming up, the Lovers here with the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I keep seeing the Ten of Wands. There's a lot of burdens here around this a family dynamic here. People could have a lot of... You could be someone here who has been putting up with people's burdens. Or maybe not putting up with people's burdens. You could just be a really good person to talk to. I don't necessarily think everybody around you wants to lay their burdens on you or, dry beg or tell you their sad sob stories. People open up to you and express their genuine concerns because they know you are a caring, loving, compassionate person who offers good advice that actually helps people. Justice here in reverse. Yeah, someone feels like something isn't fair. Why does collective get to, live like this? Why is collective getting their own business? I work just as hard. And maybe that's true, but also, why are you worried about what collective getting? And why come you're not worried about what you're supposed to be having? Why you know what I mean? Like, why are you worried about the wrong thing? If you're not going to be happy for collective, leave collective alone. You know? Like, if you're not going to be happy, just go away. You know? You don't have to watch. You don't have to watch me. You don't have to celebrate with me. Just leave me alone. But honestly, let's get into the good part. We didn't talk enough about the bad part. It ain't even the bad part. It ain't no bad part. It's just the reality of the situation. Nine of Cups. I'm sorry, the Nine of Wands here in reverse. Okay. Letting your guard down, letting your barriers down, allowing people to get close to you. I think this speaks to you not being so guarded in the energy of receiving, maybe. Being able to lay something to rest, not being so like, oh man. It's like, you worked so hard to get to this success, and now you're like approaching it and you're like, okay, I can I don't have to be so overly protective over it. You know what I mean? Like, you can breathe more. You can share your success. You can be more. Restlessness and 4 of 10 of Cups here. Pentacles. Damn, I keep saying cups instead of pentacles. Okay, it's time to get off because my mind is like blah 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 blah. Word vomit, word salad here, collective. You got your guardian angels here. You got Michael, the Knight of Swords. You don't have to be so... paranoid's a little too strong, I feel like. But, you are good. You are safe. Whatever it is that you are working on is protected. And I feel like you got a lot... You got a lot coming towards you. And you're so... I don't want to say you're worried, but, like, you care a lot about what... You have a lot of compassion for people who have done you wrong still. And it's like you don't have to worry about people from the past or anyone trying to like dig up dirt or do something to hurt you. Yeah, and what's being hidden from you and what you aren't revealing is this King of Pentacles. You got a lot of abundance. You have a lot of wealth. You have a lot of stability. You have a lot of material resources coming towards you here. Okay? And it makes sense why you might be a little overly protective and guarded with your self, your status. It's like... What was that one movie? Coming to America, right? He couldn't tell the girl that he was interested in that he was a prince up front, right? He wanted her to fall in love with him for who he was, right? That was the whole reason why he went to America, was to find a woman who did know his family, over in this country, everyone knew who he was. So they're like, oh yeah, they're going to treat him differently. Over in America, he was just some nigga working at McDonald's, right? So when he found the woman who loved him, she loved him for him, regardless if he worked at McDonald's or not. And, Arsenio's friend or Arsenio's character had told the homegirl that Arsenio was actually the prince, and that she was like, "Why y'all over here making the feel like he's the prince?" And they were like, "No, he's not. He's just the prince's friend." And she was like, "What? I got the prince." You know what I mean? And like even she was like switched up on him, so it was like. And even when she found out he was the prince, she got mad. She was like, "Why wouldn't you tell me?" Bitch, why you think he would tell you? Like, even though honestly, who gonna get upset about some shit like that? She gonna feel like the luckiest woman in the world. But you get what I'm saying, though, right? It's like you want people to love you for who you are. And the sun here lets me know that, despite you, Seven of Swords here. Yeah, your happiness is you being able to conceal certain aspects about your life, right? So this is like what I call like the secret millionaire. Okay, we're heading towards secret millionaire territory, and secret wealth, millionaire, several hundred thousandaire, 100 millionaire, whatever your status is, it's going to be well protected, well abundant, and anytime you need something, it's going to be available for you. Okay, because you don't live above your means. You don't go around trying to buy the flashiest, newest Lambo. If you do buy whatever you want to buy, you can. You could be a person like however you want to be. You're going to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, and the people who need to know are going to know, and those who don't need to know don't need to know. I see you being very clever with the Seven of Swords here in the Sun. It's not like you're getting over, or like you're like it's like. You don't stay wealthy by going around spending all your money and buying everything for everybody, right? Because a lot of people, just go watch a rapper documentary, like the T-Pain documentary. He talks about how he was blowing money on all kinds of stuff. So I see you not being like that. The Magician in Reverse and the Five of Cups. You're very practical. There may be people who want you to do shit like that. You may have to cut out some people who are like that around you at one point. But I don't think... you'll have to really worry about that right now. Okay, you're still getting to it. The Three of Swords here. Ooh, somebody is suffering because of you walking away and not being in like this hurt energy. Someone wanted you to be hurt. This could be you could have had to heal from some injustice yourself as well. If you've healed a lot of this. Someone could have said some really tough things to you with the Five of Swords in reverse. You could have had a really bad conflict. But I feel like you have learned to... You even could have felt defeated, like in the past, Like, let's say for this happened to me, like, I love my job. I wouldn't say I loved my job. Well, no, I did. I loved my job as a teacher in some parts. But there were some aspects that I hated because of the amount of stress, the amount of disrespect, the amount of being made to feel small, like I wasn't good enough. It drove me away from teaching. And so, yeah, the people who did that probably was like, oh, we made him quit. We made him quit. And now, all you did was you pushed me towards this new opportunity here on YouTube. You pushed me into this new social media platform. You pushed me into new ways of earning income, and not just on YouTube, not just social media, not just tarot readings, but also expanding my own brand. I can create curriculums and be all kinds of things that I want to do. I don't have to just teach at this school. I don't have to just create YouTube tarot readings. I could document whatever I wanted to do. I could make a whole course on how to read the tarot. I could make a whole course on biology. I could do whatever I wanted to do and have the freedom to do it. You know what I mean? Because I've done the hard work. I've sat in the front of the screen editing videos. I'm not the best editor, but I can figure it out. You had people who doubted you, and it pushed you to keep growing. To now you have the skills. to do whatever you need to do to be successful here. And the Knight of Swords with the Nine of Wands is letting me know that you don't need to be worried about this being taken away from you, because the world is here. This is a fucking completion, and like your soul's purpose and journey was for you to get to this level of like, oh, I really can do what I like put my mind to. You know, even if it's something like a weight loss goal or a weight gaining goal or whatever it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? Like whatever your goal, whatever your journey is, you are reaching it. You're hitting your milestones. This is a big, you're coming up on a very big milestone if you haven't reached one secretly already. Everyone's different, so, you know, everyone's timeline is a little shifted. So you are on the timeline of success and abundance that cannot be taken away because you worked too hard for it. I mean, like, you worked way too hard. And people who have barely worked, and even if people have worked in their own right, theirs is theirs and yours is yours. You may have worked not as hard as someone else, but you worked a lot smarter. You worked with more integrity. You worked with more conviction. You worked with more love, more empathy, more understanding. And the Fool in reverse, like I said. Yeah. I also see you not taking the bait. Whatever the Sun and the Seven of Swords is, someone here could be wanting you to open up more about your financial journey and stuff. So just be careful. You could have someone here who does try to pry a little bit. They see you not struggling. They see you not batting an eye when the bill comes. Hey, you know, I noticed you're not teaching no more or whatever you're doing. So what you doing for money? Tell them something. Make some shit up. Oh, you know, I'm a small time business owner. I do this, I do that. You know, I have a small company. I sub. I do insurance. The Nine of Swords here. Yeah, someone is. Is that you? Your happiness. But here's the thing. I don't want you to get upset. Some people may try to make you feel guilty. Some people might try to make you feel indebted. Like, oh, remember when I helped you out with that so-and-so? Can I get that back? Or can I get some extra now? So be careful if people are starting to be nice and do things for you. It could be a setup for them to come back and try to sneak back into your life. Be careful with that. People may have ulterior motives. I think you'll see right through them, though. With the Knight of Swords here, you're going to be able to see people's intent. So that little bit of paranoia that you do have, it serves you well. I don't want you to feel like you need to be on guard from every single body. But you have the discernment here to know when people are using you and when people are genuine, okay? It's going to be pretty fucking obvious. If you can't say no, if someone just is insistent that you do something for them, despite you being uncomfortable about it, you know, that pretty much is a good answer. And you don't need to say yes to everything and everybody and dry begging. All right. So let's get into the shadow, the mirroring effect. What frustrates you in others is a reflection of something unhealed within you. So be very mindful of the actions around you and where you find yourself being frustrated with others. It's a very key indicator of something within you that you need to address. Very well said here. Break your mental chains. Old belief systems can keep you stuck. Be willing to challenge and rewrite them. Rewrite the poverty bonds that you've had. Oh, money makes people evil. Money is a tool to make people covet and be greedy. Consumption is a problem, and it is, but, you know, it's more so about intentional consuming, you know, where we put our focus in, where we like, there's nothing wrong with liking cars if that's what you like. It's just, are you buying so many cars that now you can't afford to upkeep them? Are you buying all these cars while the people around you are suffering, while you're still suffering? Fear of failure. Mistakes are not the enemy. They are stepping stones toward mastery and understanding. Don't be afraid to fail. And I feel like, you've played it safe and but now it's time for you to maybe step out your comfort zone a little bit and don't look at the failures, the money that you've lost. Maybe you made a couple bad investments here or there. Maybe I shouldn't have posted that. I should have did this. I should have did that. Look at it as a stepping stone. Don't look at it as a end all be all. Your inner light. Even in the depth of shadow, your soul remains luminous. Never lose sight of it. You are a very cheerful, light, loving person here. And you don't need to do much to be loved. That's what you don't need to do much to be loved. You deserve to be loved as you are. The wounded heart. Acknowledge and tend to past emotional wounds. Healing begins with self-compassion. Give yourself compassion. Give yourself grace here. Don't let people make you feel bad for the actions and the choices that you're going to be making here coming up. You're not responsible for saving the world, even though I know you feel like it. And I have to tell myself that all the time. I'm not here to save the world. I'm here to be an inspiration to help. Like, as I grow, my growth will inspire others, and we'll inspire each other to continue to grow. Because just as much as people lean on to you, you need people to lean on yourself. Overall, last shadow card. The weight of trauma. Stored trauma can create tension, fatigue, and pain. Healing requires releasing, not ignoring. So there's a lot of... and here's the thing I'm learning is I tend to compartmentalize. Like, I need to do this before I do this. Do that before this happens. Like, you need to run out of clean clothes before you go to the laundromat. You need to be smelling and gross before you take a shower. You need to eat all your vegetables before you eat all the meat on your plate. And it's like, you can mix and match. You can do both. You can do a little of this and a little bit of that. So, like, while your blessings are coming in, it doesn't mean that you don't... It doesn't mean that you can't be receiving blessings and also healing. I think healing is a blessing. The ability to heal through your traumas is going to be a blessing in itself, and it's going to impact and expand upon that more blessings to you. So the more healing, the more blessings. The more blessings, the more healing. And blessings can come in the form of love, energy, money, time, health, abundance. So don't just think monetary blessings. Think of blessings in the form of reconnecting with a family member you haven't seen in a while. A healthy bill, a good bill of health. Getting a career, a new apartment that you really love and appreciate. Being able to work from home job instead of having to get up and go into traffic. Just being able to make your own schedule. Whatever it is that you need to do, you're going to be able to do it here. And you're also going to be able to take the time you need to process and heal those traumas and those wounds. That way you can enjoy your blessings and expand and compound upon them. Okay? Well, guys, that's all I got for you all today. I hope you all enjoyed this reading. I hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you the next one. Until then, I love you. Drink water, be safe, and peace.